Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your November reading. I've laid out the African Tarot. I'll clarify with the Crow Tarot, and I will finish off with a couple of Oracle cards. If you enjoy these readings, if you find them useful, please like and share them with others who may enjoy them. Please comment below. I enjoy reading your comments, and please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Thank you to all of you who support me in all the ways that you do. Your overall energy for November, Sagittarius, is the Nine of Swords. This is a powerful healing that you are culminating. And this is really jibing with the area of your life that is being impacted, particularly by the recent lunar eclipse, which I'm including as part of November's energy. So the lunar eclipse really affected the way you're looking at not only your relationships, the way you work with people in your community, at your job, in your home, but also the way that you're improving or trying to establish better routines and habits that improve your efficiency and your productivity. This is really important to you. And in order to do that, a simple, it seems like a very present-facing task you've had to and are releasing a lot of old habits and beliefs that you have been conditioned with. These can be habits that came as the result of your family of origin, or that have been experienced as a result of your reviewing what has been disappointing, heartbreaking, or failed in your life, so that you're realizing that you have given away a lot of your power, a lot of your love, without an explicit agreement from others that you would be, that love or power would be returned to you. And understanding the way in which you have perhaps felt victimized or exploited in your relationships, in your employment, in your interactions, in your community, has helped you to understand your role in that, what role and what your responsibility has been based on what you expected in return, and really releasing that, releasing expectation, eliminating expectation, and really understanding that these heartbreaks, disappointments were necessary to cleanse you from a world or a condition in which you were not intended to stay. You were not intended to belong. You were intended to learn these lessons and move on in order to create a more positive, productive, and joyful experience of your own energies. So this is really, you're still doing the hard and in many ways invisible, deep, unconscious work of releasing old beliefs, releasing old experiences, resentment, bitterness, or sadness for experiences that did not fulfill you, perhaps even hurt you. In the position of the moon, this is really about the current lunar eclipse we're still resonating with throughout the month of November. The Six of Swords is beautiful, actually, coming beneath the Nine of Swords, because this indicates that you're finally moving on. The state of suffering and pain has persisted for you for quite some time, and you're now actually finally prepared and able to collect up the beliefs that you have that are integrated into your experience, and to move on, to move away from what has been chaotic, relegated you to invisibility, not being seen or heard, so that you can contribute to resolving the challenges in your world and in your experience in a better, more peaceful place. This is allowing you to find not only peace, even resolution to whatever challenges you've been facing, but to find greater acceptance of the necessity of these trials, these painful trials. And because of the nature of them, the acceptance is essential to your ability to forgive yourself. There's no doubt in my mind, Sagittarius, that you've forgiven others a long time ago, even if you're still mad at them, even if you still hold resentment, but you have had greater difficulty forgiving yourself and really accepting yourself through what is often perceived as the positivity, the exuberance, the enthusiasm that you carry with yourself through your actions in your life. That has often masked the real ability to see yourself and to accept your own truth. In the position of the sun, or more specifically the new moon in Scorpio lunation that comes in the middle of the month. And this is the Nine of Pentacles is indicating where you're moving toward. This is a beautiful card of independence. And this is truly a Sagittarian place of personal liberation, the ability to cultivate your own garden, to experience the rewards and satisfactions of the things that you've been able to invest in for yourself. The cultivation of that, the safety, the security, and the protection from a world that is naturally seen as your oyster. Really understanding and allowing yourself a safe and sacred space in that world to do this healing. This is the second nine. The nine is all the things that you've put in place for yourself, all the investments in your own life, your own truth, that are netting you the security, the stability that you need in order to act independently. And that includes, naturally, being the generous spirit that you are, the ability to invest in other things without destabilizing your own environment. In the present, we have the Tower. And the Tower in the present is really this beautiful balance of energy that I'm seeing. The two nines, the six almost at the fulcrum, the ability to move on, is all in preparation for the unexpected events, the social deconstruction that we're experiencing worldwide. Your ability to process, recognize the truth of these unpredictable events, and your preparedness to pivot and address them, to understand the way that they are directing you in your efforts to be of service to humankind. This is also important for your creative receptivity. You're getting information that is not only directing you clearly, but is helping you to tell your story better, understand your story, contextualize your own narrative, so that you are experiencing in the external world what you have been experiencing internally for some time. Some of this has a slightly prophetic vibe to it. Others of it is about really your preparation for what most of the world is experiencing within yourself. So as you've been able to successfully let go of and release things that are no longer supportive or assisting you, You're also recognizing that in your world, the things that you don't need, the areas where you can invest, not for massive accumulation of wealth, but for security, for stabilizing, for securing spaces where a certain level of human survival and thriving is possible. So that as you've been able to find stability and freedom, independence, even materially, you see opportunities to do that for others in this very unpredictable and chaotic world that is crumbling in many ways around us. In the past, the Four of Wands. This is showing me your commitment to learning and growing. This is what you've been able to cultivate as the result of releasing old beliefs, old ideas, challenging your own assumptions in ways that, and understanding how those old ideas and beliefs, those old expectations have not served you. And instead, committing to the process of continual growth and expansion. The learning process itself is something that you have been able to ground for your community. This can be for your family, your loved ones, but establishing growth and learning as the byword to thriving on the planet. So that all the lessons you've learned, you've processed, you've come to understand deeply, are things that you are open to continually processing and allowing as you are releasing experiences that don't serve you. You take that kernel of wisdom and knowledge with you in order to expand and grow in a way that celebrates and models for others a healthier way of being, a way in which you can support each other, support others. You can be a mentor to others. You can literally be a teacher in some capacity. And if that is only in, not only, but if it's in your ability to advise or consult, that is part of the wisdom that you're bringing forward based on your real experiences, often of failure. In the future, the Knight of Pentacles. And it's interesting because part of the past has shown you what you can celebrate, what you can gain from the losses you've endured. And that in part is the joy, the pleasure, and the playfulness of learning and growth. It is not easy. In fact, it's hard. And you've internalized the discipline and the work that's needed to build something new. And it starts with a vision. It starts with an opportunity, being able to recognize the opportunity when you see it, even if it falls out of the sky, counter to your plans and your expectations. You understand, you see that portal for abundance available, and you're willing to structure that, grow that, create a deliberate plan, a step-by-step procedure that may appear to be halted. It's not halted. You're simply appreciating the moment, the divine opportunity. You're exercising it through what you've learned in the past, the lessons you've let go of, and your ability to create your own independence, your own security and stability. And in fact, at this point, create that for an entire community. Create wealth, abundance on your own terms. I'm going to clarify the moon, the Six of Swords here with the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. This is describing the way that you are moving through the recent lunar eclipse with compassion, with heart, with healing. The Queen of Cups is really showing me that you have learned to heal yourself, to address your own needs, to calm your waters, to soothe yourself. Certainly any kind of hydrotherapy comes to mind here, but I'm not simply talking about, taking hot baths and the things that we do to take care of our physical bodies. I'm talking about the ability to be still, to address your own needs, to be curious and attend to the damage that you have done, in some cases to yourself, or allowed others to do to you, to address your hurt feelings, to address your emotions. This is not always an area that is obvious to others because of the Sagittarian temperament of larger-than-life adventure. But there are feelings that you have allowed yourself to really sink into, to acknowledge, and to address. And that self-healing is creating this magnetic ability to support and help others find similar balance. So people are finding a sense of healing in your presence. And this is further helping you to plan, to look towards the future, to extract the lessons from the past and apply them in a way that is moving you towards material security and stability. The Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the World card and the Four of Swords. Interesting. So this independence that you have gained, and I'm not saying that you have all the money that and all your financial worries are addressed. Far from it. You've simply learned how to balance your resources so that you recognize the wealth that exists and the opportunity that exists in your life. You're able to cultivate that on your own terms. However, that is this effort, this independence is part of closing out this cycle of growth, this cycle of healing that you've been involved in, embarked in for a while. And of course, healing never stops. Part of closing that cycle out is deeply understanding what you've learned, the necessity for these lessons, and really creating the spiritual foundation for yourself that is based on gratitude, that you can see the opportunities in order to maximize them. In places where perhaps you only saw challenge, you only saw heartbreak or disappointment, you now see those as opportunities, and you are grateful for that. You recognize you have so much more to go. You're at the beginning of a new path, and you are well prepared for that new path. I'm going to finally clarify the Tower with the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Interesting. So eights are always powerful numbers. They're about stability. They're about success. They're about hard work and a kind of devotion to self-improvement, to improving your resources, to putting your ideas out there, to sharing communication, resources with others, networking, so that the results of those explorations, those communications into the world are coming back to you. And they're helping to solidify your vision, the challenge that you're preparing to mount. And this is a significant challenge, one that may not seem necessary to others. Others may wonder why you are not content where you are. However, your ability to recognize that you've learned all that can be learned from your current situation is part of the prompt that it is time for you to move on to a new challenge. As you close out the cycle of healing, what is emerging is this new vision, this message that is coming to you. You're being gifted with a particular role, a service, a job that you're intended to do, and you may only now be intuiting. And this is quite possibly after other successes. You're realizing and experiencing rewards and recognition from work already achieved. However, you're not simply satisfied with that. You understand that there is more. There are new opportunities for you. And that's what you're looking to. That's what you're planning for. And there are many forces, elements, relationships, communications, offers that are moving you forward, tantalizing you with the opportunities that exist beyond your familiar environment. I hope that this is resonating for you, Sagittarius. Certainly, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. And the card I pulled from Soul's Journey is Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And I'm finally going to pull a Language of Flowers Oracle for some additional mantra support here. And I've pulled the Forget-Me-Not. Remembrance. Memories and the past hold the key. Thank you so much, Sag. Until next time, namaste.